Are you guys scared of Bambi? Not really, right? Bambi is cute, but maybe you should be, because not all Bambis are the same, and not all Bambis are cute. Like the one behind me that I'm trying to ignore. But hello, hi, welcome to this stream. Welcome to another episode of Cryptid Files stream. If you're new here, hi, I'm FEARSONA, you can call me Sona, and I'm your friendly neighborhood true crime VTuber, here to give you full body chills and add another fear to your collection that is expanding this year a lot. So yeah, if you are not scared of the Bambis, and if you're not scared of going out to the woods alone, after this episode you might just be terrified to go outside ever, ever again. Yeah, just don't. Stay home. Stay home, it's scary outside. But hi, hello. Wait, Bambi isn't real? Bambi, well, I mean, yeah, Bambi isn't real, but deer are real. Also, Fabian, thank you so much for the super. Can I pet that dog? Don't pet the dog behind. What dog? What dog are you talking about? No, there's no dog behind me. That's not a dog. That's not a deer. And yeah, that is exactly what we're talking about today. The not deer. And this was actually a suggestion from IDK Bacon. Thank you so much for giving me the idea to cover this case because I had actually no idea that this existed. I think I might have, because like when I actually read it in your comment, I was just like, what the fuck? Have I heard of this before? And yeah, like I think I've seen it somewhere. Like I did remember the name Not Deer, the Not Deer. But for some reason, I just couldn't recall like what the cryptid, if it was a cryptid or if it was like a creepypasta, and that's it. But no, it's an actual cryptid, and we're gonna talk about it in the spirit of Christmas. Even though Christmas is about reindeer, but they're still deer. Also, I think was it Finland that paints their deer antlers, not deer, reindeer antlers, like with UV or whatever, like reflective paint. So like, oh, if the headlights, in order to kind of protect them from getting hit by cars, but when headlights kind of like hit the antlers covered in reflective paint, they kind of like illuminate, so it really looks like magical reindeer. Pozdrowienia z Polski! Ej, o 2:00 rano, dziękuję. O Boże, dziękuję bardzo za oglądanie mojej transmisji, mimo że jest tak wcześnie rano. Przepraszam, niestety, no czas, nie mieszkam w Polsce, więc niestety czas się bardzo różni. Okej. It's very weird for me, by the way, like it's super weird for me to like talk in Polish in my stream. For some reason, like I'm just so used to talking in English whenever I cover a case, whenever I talk in stream, on stream, right? And then like, oh, when great, she's been possessed and is speaking tongues again. I am summoning a demon. Ciężko, nie? Przepraszam. Yeah, I can tell that, I can see that there's a couple of Polish people in my chat. Thank you so much, you guys, for waking up so early. It's like 2 a.m. in Poland. Okay, IDK Bacon, thank you so much for another super $5 super. Wait, shika noko stantan, what? Is Engi, and it's a dead meme. And coming for you, and definitely didn't suggest this case so I could send this super. Okay. Wow, what a great use of your super chat. You've been waiting for this moment. You guys, Poland isn't real. You guys are faking. What? You guys do know that Poland is a real place, right? And yeah, time zones are a real place, a real place, Jesus, a real thing. And unfortunately, like I wish there weren't any time zones. I wish we all were in one time zone so that it's like it wasn't as like early for some of you guys, as late for some of you guys, and yeah, like that would be super convenient. But unfortunately, it's just not possible. And yeah. Wait, Joshua, what? She's making things up again. What? Time zones? I'm making up time zones? Wait, the frick? Do you not believe in time zones? I mean, you know, I guess it's a state of mind. If you want it to be, sure. Oh dear. Shai Shai, thank you for the super. I usually chat in English in Fierce's chat though, whenever I am here every couple streams. I appreciate it. I appreciate the, you know, like, cause that is a rule in my chat, you know, like technically we're supposed to be chatting in English. I do welcome comments in Polish, as long as I can understand, right? Like that's fine, and I can explain to everyone what just happened. But yeah, generally speaking, it's nice to nice of you guys to speak in English so that everyone can understand. Okay, guys, this is the last stream of the week, and yes, I did decide to not cover true crime because there's, you know, the last couple of cases took a toll on me, and I figured I wouldn't cover another you know, pretty tragic story. I'm just gonna take a break and I'll come back with true crime next week. You know, oh, I mean, yeah, next week, like this upcoming week, I guess. I could cover some true crime. I think 1 or 2 cases. We'll see. Honestly, we'll see. Might be something else. But this is the last stream of the week. Then I'm gonna plan like 2-ish streams for the upcoming week. One of which is gonna be a Patreon hangout with my Ruby and Diamond tiers. You guys have to get ready for Project Zomboid because, and that is you know, that's big news to some of you guys. Well, no, not really. Wait, so I've been playing Project Zomboid in our community server, and I've decided to challenge myself and go on a pretty much suicide mission. I decided to walk all the way to Louisville, and I'm currently at the gates. I'm currently in the military base, so I'm almost there. But I'm kind of balancing on the edge. Like I do have weapons and stuff, but it's getting very risky. It's getting super risky, and I'm so scared to die. So yeah, like you guys can join me. You can try to, you know, like I think it's gonna be Project Zomboid or maybe something else. We might just sit down to a podcast kind of style episode and just talk about something creepy. I'll think about it and I will let you guys know as soon as possible. But yeah, just in case, like if you're Ruby or Diamond tier and you would like to join that hangout, and you're in the game, you might as well like try to get to Louisville. Unless I die, then we start back in West Point. But it's the end of the world and you're going to Kentucky? Why? Because it looks the same zombies or not? Hey, I mean, actually Project Zomboid is getting an expansion, I think next year in 2025. And this time there's gonna be animals. And I assume some of the animals are not gonna be alive. They're gonna be zombie animals, maybe. I don't know. Would be nice. Maybe I'm gonna run into not deer. Okay. That's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and if you would like to join my Patreon, wait, let me see, because there's I've just added a new wallpaper, where is this? See, I would love to. Where is the Christmas wallpaper? Okay, so if you would like to join my Patreon for bonus weekly streams, bonus cases, other benefits, including some wallpapers, I did just add another wallpaper. Oh yeah, here it is. Here we go. Look at that. Look at that. And this is by yours truly. I worked on it and I drew it, and yeah, I've created this. So that's a new wallpaper for gold, for the tiers gold, platinum, ruby, and diamond tier. Tiers. Jesus, I repeated myself. But yeah, this is the new wallpaper. You can grab it from my Patreon and enjoy. Yeah, and plus other, obviously, other benefits, other perks. Okay. Cute. You are an artist. I am an artist. Yeah, I drew my own model. The model that you see. What? Wait, you didn't know? Yeah, the model that you see here. Oh, look at this. Yeah, that's me. Yours truly, also. Okay, what did I miss? Hey, you personally draw it? Yeah, I did. This one and the Halloween one, a couple. Actually, like several of them. Plus, yeah, like my model too. That's by me. Okay, thank you so much for coming in today, and let's get right into it. Let's talk about the not deer. I know, wait, Sona is Polish. I know, this was a big reveal. I've just revealed it. I made a, I revealed it on Twitter. Tell us if you meet any goblins in Kentucky. You made your model. It's incredible. Thank you. Well, I didn't rig it. I did draw it. So the design and draw is by me. But, the drawing and design is by me. The rigging is by RJ Hinode. Or, I guess he used to be RJ Hinode, and that is like King Pina. Very talented rigger. Okay, guys, that's it. Wait, Sona is a 2D model? Wait, what? Where did you hear that from? I don't know what you're talking about. Never mind. Just forget about the last 10 seconds. Kaori, happy birthday! Happy birthday. Thank you so much for tuning in to celebrate with us. What is the app you use to make your avatar and animated? Well, I drew it in Clip Studio Paint. That's the artist, the digital art, program. And then the animation, well, the face tracking and everything else, it was rigged in Live 2D. That's another program for rigging. I did not rig it. I did hire a Live 2D rigger or Live 2D artist. And then for tracking, for face tracking, I use VTube Studio. So those are the apps. Okay. I think we're ready. Are you guys ready to meet the not deer? Let's do this. Let's get right into it. Okay, so first, let's go back in time a little bit. Let me take you back to August 21st, 2019. A blogger named Madison, who ran a site called Will of the Witch, posted something that would soon send the internet into a frenzy. Madison's usual content circled around topics like magic, witchcraft, explaining and debunking stuff related to the above. But this time, the new post was different. This post wasn't about spells or history of certain rituals. It was about a particular piece of Appalachian lore they've encountered during their time living in North Carolina. Madison then shared some folklore they'd heard from their mother. In passing, they mentioned something eerie. Creatures that looked like deer, but definitely weren't. Also, Joshua, thank you so much for the super. Hey, $2. Sona, I'm not ready and I can't leave the stream. Yeah, you are locked in. You can't leave the stream now because I'm not talking about it alone. I'm scared. It's gonna get me. So you guys have to sit through this and listen with me, hear this story, because I have to share my fear with you. Okay, so Madison talked about a creature that looked like a deer, but definitely wasn't. That post didn't actually gain that much traction. Like Madison mentioned this thing about the deer that was kind of weird, and my mom mentioned it. But this post didn't really get much traction. But then someone anonymously commented asking Madison to elaborate. Like, what do you mean a deer that isn't really a deer? So Madison obliged, and in their next post, in Madison's next post, she shared a truly terrifying story, the kind that you would hear, told around the campfire. But this one was true. So here is an excerpt from that post, and I quote: "You're in a car at night in a rural, heavily wooded area, and probably a bit lost. It's not... Sorry, is this not the post? Shit. Oh yeah, and probably a bit lost. Never mind, I messed it up. And probably a bit lost. Okay, it's not wildly uncommon to see a possum crossing the road, see blips of little animals with your headlights. You see a deer. So you / your friends go, oh, deer, and slow down in case it leaps in front of you. Then you see it more clearly. There is something wrong about it. There's something about its eyes. You feel your stomach get heavy, like a rock. The hair on your neck rise. You sense intelligence that you shouldn't. It doesn't move like a deer. It moves like a... Oh God, what is that thing? Whatever that thing is, it's not a deer and we need to leave. You hit the gas and get the hell out of there. So Madison wasn't the only one with this experience. They also shared a first-hand account from their friends who had a chilling encounter on North Carolina's Blue Ridge Parkway. This group claimed they saw a deer standing in the road, but the more they watched, the more bizarre it became. One of them swore it stood on two legs. Like suddenly, the deer, instead of just standing there, motionless, on its four legs, suddenly it just stood up on two legs. And everyone felt an overwhelming sense that something was deeply wrong with this animal. The label Madison gave to these uncanny creature, the not deer. And then Madison joked that if you lived in Appalachia long enough, you would probably hear about or maybe even see the not deer. The story then blew up on Reddit in 2020 in the subreddit r/Appalachia. And there was this curious user unable to find much else about the not deer. And this user asked if anyone else had encountered them. At first, most responses were just skeptical, with some folks attributing the phenomenon to to real world explanations like some weird disease, or maybe the deer just behaving weird in like remote locations, or maybe the deer being used to humans in some like less remote locations, and they just like simply weren't scared of cars because they've gotten used to seeing them, right? But then the tone in the comment section shifted. Commenters began sharing their own unsettling encounters. Stories poured in from people who'd seen deer that moved unnaturally, seemingly too intelligent, or simply gave off an air of wrongness. Like there was something wrong with the deer. And those people weren't really calling them not deer at the time, but Madison's term gave these experiences a name. A genre of folklore was born, one that felt at once new and strangely familiar. At the same time, it's new, but it does make sense. Like, it's not really new. Like, I know this. Okay. Hey, I'm not deer. Hand over your wallet and car. What? I don't think the deer needs your car. Sometimes cats stand up on two legs for a short time. Dogs do that too. Why wouldn't a deer do it? No, because it's not really about standing. It's not really just the standing up for a little while. They don't do that for just like, a short time and then they kind of sit back down, right? Or like lower themselves back down. No. They stand up, they stand there, and they also try to walk. As in, like, they do walk on two legs. And they just seem very, very, and like, they seem oddly intelligent, as if they know that this is gonna freak someone out. As if they know they're gonna intimidate someone. And I'm gonna tell you guys the stories, because there are more. Okay, so several Reddit users also shared their personal encounters with this, thing. One Reddit user who goes by &Dotsies, who also goes by Gris, let's call them Gris, shared a chilling encounter they will never forget. So Gris lived near Waynesboro, Virginia, not far from the entrances to Skyline Drive and the Blue Ridge Parkway. So the same area as Madison. They were no stranger to these roads, often biking along these roads and this area during the day. But one night, Gris decided to ride up to an overlook a mile into Skyline Drive, armed with a .44 Magnum revolver for safety. Just like, you know, they just said like, oh, you know, this is a normal thing for me to grab my gun, especially if I'm going out at night, especially if I'm going to this like remote area. I do feel safe there, but just in case, just to be safe. Okay, so they didn't think twice about stopping in the darkness. You know, they felt relatively safe, especially with their weapon. Almost immediately, though, when they arrived, Gris felt that something was off. This wasn't just a regular night in the woods. The darkness felt unusually thick, heavier than anything they'd experienced before, even during moonless nights in the Appalachian Trail, or on the Appalachian Trail. And then came this sensation, the hair-rising certainty that they were being watched. So for 10 minutes, Gris just sat there, you know, scanning the pitch black woods behind them, just kind of looking over their shoulder, checking all the time. Because they were like, this is so weird. Like, I know I'm alone here, and yet I know I'm not alone. Like, there's something, but I can't see anything. So maybe I should just go. You know what, maybe this wasn't such a good idea. So they couldn't shake off the anxiety, and they decided it was time to leave. They started to ride slowly, keeping an eye out for wildlife as they navigated this deserted road. And that's when they saw it. Gris described the creature as something that was almost a deer, but not quite. Imagine if someone who'd never actually seen a deer tried to draw one from memory. That's how Gris described it. Like, oh, imagine if you told someone about a deer, they've never seen a deer, they've never seen a picture of a deer, and then they have to draw it from your description, right? I mean, yeah, like probably the head would look kind of oddly shaped. The legs would be maybe unnaturally long, and the barrel chest would give an unsettling appearance. And that's how it looked. The deer looked weird, and it stood on the roadside staring into the dark, or staring right at Gris, but like right through Gris, as if like, oh, it was staring at Gris but wasn't staring at Gris. Okay, so hoping to avoid passing too close to it, Gris stopped about 30 feet away and tried to scare it off. You know how usually it is with like how it usually is with deer, right? Like you kind of flash the headlights, maybe you rev the engine, maybe you make it like sound a little louder, and the deer would usually just get spooked and, you know, go away, just jumped away, like run away into the woods. Gris even honked at the deer, but the creature just didn't budge. Like he just stood there. Well, I guess, just stood there. And finally, Gris decided to get off the bike, yelling and looking for something to throw in the deer's, or whatever this was, in their direction. And that's when the situation took an even stranger, more terrifying turn. So this not deer rose onto its hind legs, so the back legs, and then it took those like two very stiff, jerky steps into the road. Like it just stepped onto the road and then froze again, just standing there and staring at Gris. Just standing there motionless, staring at it. But I think the scariest part were those two steps. Like it just kind of rose to the back legs and walked over. Then, according to Gris, it shook its head violently, almost kind of like what Gris said was like, oh, it seemed like it was doing what dogs do when they are playing with a toy. You know, they shake their heads violently. And then this creature hopped on two legs across the whole road and again vanished into the woods on the other side. So Gris thought, okay, it's over. You know, it's finally over. Whatever this was, whatever this deer was, it was weird. I don't want to see it again. Thank God it just like hopped away. It was super weird, but at least it's, you know, at least it's gone. So Gris thought it was over, but then as they turned their bike's headlights to the side, they saw it again. And its head was peeking just above the edge of a steep drop-off, still staring straight at Gris. Mind you, this drop-off was like 40 to 50 feet, meaning that it couldn't possibly have climbed back up so quickly or even at all. But there it was. And it was again standing on its back legs, and staring at Gris. Needless to say, Gris didn't stick around, didn't want to stick around. They got out of there as fast as they could, vowing to never return to Skyline Drive alone at night. It's got a family run. Well, this one was one, it was just one, but still, like, Gris couldn't really tell, like, oh, is there more of them? Is this the same one? Did it just, because there was a drop, there was a sharp drop, 40, 50 feet drop, right in those bushes, and yet the deer was just standing there, again, on two legs, on its two legs, and staring. So he's just like, oh, is it the same deer? Is it the same creature, or is there more of them? So Gris's chilling conclusion was that there are things out there that we don't fully understand, things that don't belong, and whatever this creature was, it definitely wasn't a deer. And this is not the only story, because there is more. That's horrifying. That is freaking horror. Just pure horror. The Bambi has, I think it's Bambi with issues, and it's Bambi with some tragic anime backstory, and Bambi has had enough, and yeah, Bambi doesn't want to play with humans, or maybe Bambi does want to play with humans. It's just not the type of play that humans like, or anyone. True story, I picked up a dead deer, like, Jesus Christ, why? Fabian, why? Why did you... Okay, my question is, why did you pick it up? I get, like, oh, seeing it somewhere, like, in the woods or on the road, like, whatever. Maybe a deer got hit by a car and they just didn't clean it up properly or something. But... why would you pick it up? Why? I want to do a YouTube character. Can you say... Oh, I can put it in the comments, but let's not get off topic. It was right there. It was cool. Why? The body was nowhere, but the leg was there. Why did you pick it up? Is my question. Why would you do this? Why? I hope you didn't pick it up with your, like, bare hands, and you, if anything, it was like a 5-meter pole and you just, like, poked it and then decided, oh, well, maybe it's not a good idea. Let me just walk away. Walk away. Go home. It's scary out there. I picked it up with my bare hands. Jesus fucking Christ, Santa Maria. Why? You can, you can expose, that is a good point, John. You can expose yourself to rabies, right? Like that, maybe, perhaps. I don't know if that would, yeah, I guess so. Or do you have to, like, rabies, do you have to be bitten, kind of like a werewolf, you know? Just biting you or scratching you or something, or can you just, like, touch the dead leg of, well, I mean, yes, the leg of a dead animal that had potentially had rabies, and do you get infected? I mean, yeah, you probably could. So yeah, you know, just don't. I know you didn't get rabies, but don't. Please don't. It looked like a boomerang. I chased my cousin. Oh dear. That's all I can say. Oh dear, which not intended, but oh dear. Dios mío, leave. Oh my god. Oh, leave. Why did he pick it up? Who knows? Oh dear. Or been exposed to rabies. Yes, just... I once petted a baby deer, gloved, and helped one stuck at a barbed wire fence. Well, as long as it was a deer and not deer. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay. So let's continue with the story. So another account was from Teresa. So this one comes from June 2021 from Teresa, who runs the blog Teresa's Haunted History of the Tri-State. And Teresa shared an eerie tale that her mother swore was true. Teresa's mom, a very level-headed, no-nonsense woman, according to Teresa, you know, like this woman definitely did not believe in the supernatural, paranormal, like whatever, right? Like whatever you call it, right? You name it. Cryptids, ghosts, I don't know, like ghost huntings, demons, like she did not believe in any of that. But Teresa's mom, one night, also, Baxter, thank you so much for the supa. No jackalopes in the US, but these are no fair. I know jackalope is kind of cute, and I got duped into thinking that it was real, but that is a story for another time, or actually maybe this time at the end of the stream. Okay, so Teresa's mom, right? Like she one night was driving along Route 817 near St. Albans, about 15 years ago, when she encountered what Teresa's mom described as the deer of death. That's literally what she called it, the deer of death. And this is what she described, or what happened. She spotted a massive buck in the middle of the road near the AEP plant, and she slammed on the brakes and came to a stop just before hitting it. So it just appeared out of nowhere. This wasn't an ordinary deer. Its head kind of towered over the roof of the car. It was huge. It was massive. It was not a normal sized deer / buck. But yeah, Teresa's mom said the head towered over the roof of the car, and it had at least 15 points on its antlers. Like those antlers were massive as well. But that wasn't the strangest part. The deer at one point, it bent its enormous head down, and like down to her window, the driver's side window, and stared at her. And it just kept staring. It was motionless, and it just kept staring right at her. It didn't move, just stood there, locked in a stare, until she was creeped out enough and brave enough to drive around it, to kind of like step on it a little bit and drive around it. As she pulled away, the deer remained frozen in place, still staring after the car. Like it just turned around and it stared right after the car. So, you know, Teresa and her siblings, her sisters, to this day, they joke about the story, but Teresa's mom insists that there was nothing normal about that deer, and she still calls it the deer of death, because she felt that terrifying. She felt like that chill down her spine, that something's very wrong, and this is not a normal animal. So what do we know about the not deer? Comes from countless eyewitness accounts shared online, and it paints a picture of a creature that's both familiar and yet unsettling, because it is a deer, but then it isn't, so you get confused. The name Not Deer is a work in progress name. Okay, maybe it's a placeholder. Okay, they couldn't. Well, it's not. Wrong deer. Jesus Christ. No, it's not. It's just like what people are unable to find any other name for it, because they're like, yeah, it's a deer, but it's not a deer. Like it is, but it isn't. It's not very clear that it looks different. Like, yeah, sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. So it's really hard to tell, right? So that's why they went with the name. Or Madison, from the first story, she went with the name Not Deer. Okay, so let's dive into what is the not deer and like how can we explain it. Most sightings of the not deer seem to be clustered in the Appalachian foothills, particularly in states like Pennsylvania, Virginia, and North Carolina. Of course, with the Appalachian Mountains stretching across much of the East Coast, encounters with this cryptid have also been reported in other wooded rural areas. So if you're wondering, like wandering through the woods alone at night, anywhere near this area, anywhere in any of those states, you might want to think twice who or what might be watching you, especially if you feel like you're being watched. Maybe it's the not deer, and I don't think you want to say hello to that Bambi. Just don't. Walk away, be safe, and also stay home because it's scary outside and it's safe at home. You know, at home it's safe, so you can just stay. You have food, you have Netflix. Who needs more? Netflix, Hulu, all those streaming services that are basically TV now, and they are becoming, and they also have ads now, so yeah, we're back to TV. We're back to cable. Okay, so what makes this urban legend so captivating? For one, the descriptions people have shared. They talk about creatures that look almost like a deer but move in ways that are just wrong. Like they're glitching out of reality, and sightings often leave witnesses with an overwhelming sense of unease, as if they've stumbled upon something that shouldn't exist. Unlike many cryptids that I've already covered on this channel, these are described like that, you know, usually these cryptids are described as singular creatures, like the Bigfoot, the Mothman, I don't know what else, the Jersey Devil, Dover Devil, or Dover Demon, I guess. Well, I haven't covered that one yet, but I will. There's, what else there? Yeah, like there's Yeti, right? Like Bigfoot, Yeti, Yowie. There's so much. Yeah, like we can go on about Yowie. But Buttercat, the Howler. Yeah, exactly. The Ozarks Howler. Yeah, or the Banshee. Usually it's one creature, right? Singular creature. But the not deer is different. Baxter, thank you so much for another supa, but do they taste good? Also, Merry Christmas. No! They don't taste good. Look, have you seen this? Have you seen this? This is it. Have you seen this? Wait, let me like make it bigger. Let me make it a little bigger. You take a look at this and you think it tastes good? I think it tastes radioactive. I look at it and I immediately think of the song, the Imagine Dragons song. Radioactive, radioactive. Yeah. Also, Baxter, thank you so much for 5 gifted memberships. Congratulations to everyone who got the membership. And please make sure to say thank you to Baxter in the chat. It looks like it has night vision goggles on. I mean, who knows? Maybe it does. Congrats, everyone. Hey, I think it would be nasty. It would be nasty. I think it would not be very edible, or it would give you cancer. And yeah. It's not the magic seal from Mel's Hole. It's not gonna cure your cancer. It's gonna give you cancer. So don't eat the not deer. Okay, so as I said, many cryptids that I've covered on this channel are kind of like singular creature, right? Like they are just one creature living out there, being very elusive, very mysterious, right? Like, and it's sightings of the same creature. It's not the case with the not deer, because the not deer seems to represent more of a widespread phenomenon. So it's more of them, right? Like it's I don't know, like not a herd of not deer, but yeah, like it's more of them. It seems like it's not the same deer every time, right? It's not about one beast lurking in the woods, but rather a recurring pattern of encounters with something that looks almost like a deer but isn't. And some described its eyes as forward facing like a predator's, rather than, you know, the side set eyes typical of a prey animal. Others talk about unnaturally long legs, Jesus. Yes, my pronunciation today is 20 out of 10. I am reinventing myself, reinventing the English language. Why not? In this day and age, the innovation is the future. Eggs, yes. Egg legs. No, very long eggs. I've never seen long eggs, but I guess it is time to see some. Maybe that's what it is. The not deer long eggs. looks like AI made. Well, I mean, this one is edited. It's not AI. I don't think this picture was AI. This is just a deer with like enhanced eyes, supposedly. Okay, so others talk about the unnaturally long legs, not eggs, misshapen heads, or necks that stretched out to unsettling proportions. And it's not just their strange appearance that gets under your skin. The not deer's behavior is equally unsettling, while regular deer are, you know, flighty and generally avoid humans at all costs, right? The not deer, it doesn't run. If anything, it might actually stand its ground, or worse, it might actually start slowly approaching you. And reports describe jerky, erratic movements, clicking sounds, and a complete lack of fear in these animals, or whatever this is. It's that combination, you know, the unnatural looks that look bizarrely familiar but aren't, and bizarre behavior, right? Like that sets the not deer apart from just normal animals. These aren't just strange animals. They are encounters that make your instincts scream that something is very, very wrong. Okay, now for the origin. Oh shit. Okay. So these days you've probably heard about you've heard about the not deer. If you've heard about the not deer, there's a good chance that it's thanks to some YouTube shorts, or maybe like TikTok, right? Like where the cryptid has taken a life of its own, with millions upon millions of views, millions of videos, or I don't know, like hundreds of thousands of videos. I don't know how many are there, the videos actually are there, but probably millions of videos. Discussions about the not deer have also popped up on Reddit, Quora, Tumblr, you name it, everywhere. Interestingly enough, the legend of the not deer might stretch far beyond the internet. Some researchers and enthusiasts believe that the stories of strange deer-like creatures date back to the Native American tribes. Well, specifically this creature in the States, right? Like they date back to the Native American tribes who originally lived in the Appalachian region. In particular, some have drawn parallels, or, you know, other regions. Like they originally lived there and then they had to move, right? They were forced to move. So in particular, some have drawn parallels. I fucking hate this word, but I had to use it because I didn't know any other word for some reason. Wait, I guess similarities, but parallels. Still hate this word. So some have drawn parallels between the not deer and the Navajo concept of the skinwalker. Oh shit, wait, what am I doing? So the skinwalkers. For the Navajo, skinwalkers are deeply feared shapeshifters, witches who can transform into animals, including deer, to carry out malicious deeds. Could the not deer be a modern interpretation of these ancient legends, right? Like of the Navajo? Wait, am I pronouncing it correctly? I'm so sorry if I mispronounced it, but Navajo legends, right? Well, this idea is definitely compelling. It's worth noting that the Nokatan wants your skin. Hey, what? You good? Okay, so the idea is definitely compelling, but it's worth noting that nowadays, you know, like I guess Navajo traditionally lived in the Southwest, not the Appalachian region. I guess like specifically Navajo, because I know there's like different tribes that lived in those areas too, but people draw parallels with this particular legend, and it comes from the Navajo. And yeah, they were actually from the Southeast, not the Appalachian region. Still, stories of strange creatures often migrate and evolve over time. So that is not to say that it can be a different creature from a different like Native American lands that just travel, or like maybe it traveled from the southwest to the Appalachia region. Still, stories of like those creatures, right, like migrate, evolve, they adapt to new landscapes and cultures. Whether or not the nut deer is truly linked to skinwalkers, the possibility adds another eerie layer to this already chilling cryptid, already a convoluted story and just strange story. Then there's also a theory that the nut deer might be a modern retelling of yet another legend that I've covered before, the Wendigo. Now, the Wendigo is a creature most commonly associated with indigenous lore from the Great Lakes region, not Appalachia. It's often described as part deer, part human, with an insatiable hunger for human flesh. So it's a cannibalistic deer. Hey. Cannibalism. Well, not, okay, I guess cannibalism, but yeah, cannibalism. But it is, you know, the Wendigo is a truly terrifying predator. But when you compare the two, you know, the nut deer and the Wendigo, there are some key differences. The Wendigo is driven by bloodlust and hunger, and the nut deer is more, I don't know, just unsettling, right? Like the nut deer is more about giving you unsettling vibes. That's it. Messing with your mind. Is it gonna attack, or is it just gonna stare at me and let me pass? Because most people, right, like they left, they survived to tell the story. They weren't really attacked by the nut deer. It's usually just standing there and it's usually just staring at them. It doesn't really attack them. Nut deer, not cannibalism. Nut deer, not cannibalism. Wendigo cannibalism. But yeah, the nut deer doesn't really attack you, right? Like all those stories were from people on Reddit, like all those stories on Reddit or on the internet, people shared it. And yeah, obviously, clearly they survived, and they mostly said like, hey, this deer didn't attack me. It just stared at me, and it was like not deer. It looked weird. It wasn't really a deer, and it freaked me out and unsettled me, but it didn't really attack. So while they may share some similarities, like their deer-like appearances, their purpose in folklore seems to differ. One is a monster of ravenous consumption, right? Like the Wendigo, the cannibalism. And the other one is just this uncanny valley creature that thrives on the fear of the unknown, or that thrives on like unsettling human beings. Then there's also the theory that the nut deer is not really, well, it's not really one, like it's not, as I said, like it's not really one creature. It's more of a concept or manifestation of nature, and nature is pissed off, as in like, oh, the nut deer is the manifestation of how nature is enraged with humans for destroying it. So it decided to take the form of this uncanny valley Bambi to scare humans and force them through fear to stop destroying the Earth's natural environment and natural resources. Kind of like, if you remember, if you've ever seen Princess Mononoke, kind of like the deer god of the forest, right? Like it's this strange deer-like creature that is the manifestation of nature's wrath on humans, right? Like the nature is not happy with how humans are treating it. So like, oh, this just kind of manifests. Such a good movie. It's a great movie, but also, what the fuck? I know I just showed it, but also, what the fuck? This always freaks me out. Man. Oh, Ghibli. Ghibli movies be freaking you out. But still, you show him nature. Us. Show us. Why am I excluding myself from this equation? Okay, I'm excluding myself from this equation. You know why? Because I stay home. I just stay home. I don't destroy. No, never mind. I contribute. I still contribute. I'm guilty of that too. Anyway, like, yeah, like if I'm wasting water, or I mean, I try not to, but I'm pretty sure I'm contributing to that too. Anyway, not deer can wait. What? It was also an Adventure Time. Look up Adventure Time Freak Deer. What? Wait, let me see. Adventure Time Freak Deer. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's totally that. It's totally that. Yeah. It's totally kind of like that. Yeah. Wait, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. Yeah, that's the freak deer. Oh, also my, where is the, TikTok thing. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so what else? Oh yeah, as I mentioned before. So sorry, I just like got lost. I was lost in my notes. And copyright stricken. I don't think so. I don't think it is. Like it's just a GIF. So hey, YouTube, please don't. And we have some. Just stay tuned. Stay there. Stay right there. Don't leave because we do have some videos in a minute. Okay, so as I mentioned before, it's pretty much unclear where the not deer phenomenon really started, but it did become an urban legend, a trend, and hashtag not deer hit 106 million views on social media. People posting videos of intentionally going out into the woods, the middle of nowhere, to try to lure the not deer out to film it. Not smart. Don't do that, because instead of the paranormal Bambi, you might just run into a very real bear or a wolf or other not so Bambi, supernatural Bambi animal that will eat you. So don't. Stay home. Be safe. It's scary outside. Now the question everyone wants an answer to is the not deer real? Not really, not exactly. So I'm a huge fan of debunking these things, even if the cryptids scare me and I would not go out looking for one alone or in a group or ever in general because scary and there's so much that can go wrong with this kind of trip. Except for Mothman's, but I did go to West Virginia, to Point Pleasant, where the Mothman apparently, allegedly appeared, and I did touch the butt of the statue. It was glorious, and I will forever remember that. But going back to the story, the not deer seems to have garnered quite a lot of attention, including from skeptics, and they have something to say about this creature. First of all, it is a deer, but one that is affected or afflicted by chronic waste disease, which is the disease that resembles mad cow. It's a disease that resembles the mad cow disease and mainly affects the host's central nervous system, which in result causes the host, in this case a deer, to A, exhibit strange zombie-like behavior, B, become emaciated, so starve itself, and C, the deer eventually dies. And the affected animal becomes, again, like zombie-like, can get aggressive, and loses any sense of fear of humans. Sounds familiar? Yeah, because that's what it is. And I do have some videos to show you guys. So let's see some of the videos of the not deer, or supposedly not deer. Ah, shit, wait. Messing up my sounds as always, messing up my... All right, let's see some of some videos out there about, like, well, some videos that show not deer.
This deer is not normal.
Okay, this one kind of looked normal to me. Wow. Do not. I think I had like one. Oh, this one. Okay, okay. I have this one. That one's super strange. Well, this one is supposedly affected by CWD, so the chronic waste disease. And it has kind of weird eyes. Like one of the eyes is like super weird. Also, IDK Bacon, thank you so much for another super. Hey, $10 super. One time I just fixed my car, but didn't tighten a hose properly and it overheated. While I was on the phone with the tow truck dispatch, I stepped on a deer skeletons and I'm not hunted by a not deer. What the frick? Why? Okay, another one. Wait, not this one. This one. All right. So this one is another one that's a really good example. Supposedly a normal deer, right? Like, oh, it runs away. It's all good. And then there's this one. Santa Maria. What the fuck? Alright, next one. Well, this one is titled The Not Deer Sighting, so supposedly the not deer, but to me it just looks like a deer. Yeah, it's just a deer in the dark. Ooh, scary. Okay, next one. Supposedly another not deer, quote unquote not deer sighting, but
this is really scary.
Yes, there's a Bambi. Run, Bambi!
Another.
I'm pretty sure that's a Bambi.
WTF,
Oh,
dear.
shit. That's another one. But yeah, most of them, as I said, like, most of them are either normal deer, just normal deer during their normal deer stuff. Wait, where's my... Oh, okay. So, you know, most of them are just deer doing their normal deer stuff. So staring at you or running away from you. And some of them are probably most likely affected by the chronic waste disease, which just wastes them away. So chronic waste disease is typically caused by a specific misfolded protein called a prion. I guess that's how it's pronounced, prion. But some believe there might be other factors that play a part in causing and spreading the disease. To be fair, it's not like every single sighting of this like strangely behaving deer can be explained as another case of CWD. Like some of them may be some other. There's definitely more plausible explanations than a monstrous deer waiting to creep you out to avenge nature. I don't know. But usually like most of them are just like sightings of a normal deer, most of those videos. Some are CWD, some are probably, you know, some other sightings of, I don't know, like some other causes, some other disease. I will not be trying to find out anytime soon, and you shouldn't either. Just stay home. And that is the story of the not deer. Whether it's rooted in ancient legends like the Skinwalker or the Wendigo, or simply a modern cryptid born from our collective imaginations, right? Like from people just sharing stories online that aren't necessarily true. One thing is certain: the not deer has tapped into a deep primal fear of the unknown, of the unsettling, of the bizarre. You know, I think it became a cryptid or creepypasta because it's so creepy, right? Like because it's so unsettling. And maybe the not deer is, well, I mean, who knows? Maybe the not deer is a warning to pay closer attention to the world around us, to pay closer attention to how we treat nature, or maybe it's just a reminder that there are still things out there that we don't fully understand. And that is it. That is everything. That's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And also Fiercey saying stay home. Meanwhile, her model in the middle of nowhere. Shh, shh. This is just a backdrop. It's okay. It's okay. I'm safe. I'm at home. I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing behind me. But thank you so much for joining me today. If you've got your own not deer story, maybe you do. Who knows? Maybe you've seen something weird that looked like a deer but wasn't, or any cryptid encounters you would like to share. Please remember to drop a comment under this video. I would love to hear your stories, and I would love to hear your suggestions. If there's any other cryptid that you would like me to cover on this channel, yeah, also you can drop a comment and let me know. And yeah, if you like my content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and as always, stay curious, stay safe, and maybe, definitely, for sure, very, very cautious. So that's it. Okay. Yeah, I've just seen deers, not deers. Deers, not deers. I mean, that's probably good. That's probably for the best if you saw deers and not deers. Sonia, can you look up Spooky Jump Scare Mansion Deer God? I think I've seen this. I don't know if I can actually play it on here. It might be. Is it? Dear Lord, I guess. What is that? Wait. Jesus, what is that? Yeah, I don't know if I can play this here. I guess I can. I don't want to risk it. Happy birthday, Kaori! Yeah, happy birthday. I hope you enjoyed the case. Does it make weird noises? I heard this weird noise the other day and say this deer and saw this deer coming around at night in this field. I mean, I have not seen any reports about like weird, strange noises from the deer, but from the not deer. Sorry, not the deer, the not deer. But maybe, possibly. I don't know about that, but hey, who's to say? I mean, deer make weird sounds, actually. They actually sound very weird. Hope everyone has a great stream and Merry Christmas / holidays. Weird noises would be Ozark Howler's job. Yeah, that's true. Ozark Howler is usually like the one that's responsible for weird noises. And yeah, oh yeah, the clicking sound. Oh yeah, I did say it at the beginning. Sorry, the clicking sound. Like supposedly, there's some clicking. There's some like it's very different. Like every report kind of differs. Like how it looks, like how bizarrely strange it looks, and like some said I guess like clicking sound. That is true. That's true. I completely forgot about that. But because there weren't like that many reports about like the clicking sound. It was like it was more just like standing menacingly. And staring menacingly. I'm willing to testify against FEARSONA in exchange for immunity. What did I do? What did I do? Have you ever heard of the Dungeons of Dragons? Of course I've heard of Dungeons of Dragons. Come on, I played Dungeons of Dragons. If so, what do you think about it? I've played Dungeons of Dragons. Yeah, I did play Dungeons of Dragons, yeah. Dungeons and Dragons, not, oh god, Dungeons of Dragons, Jesus. Yeah, that's, I'm not selling this very well, but Dungeons and Dragons, yes, of course I've heard of it. And I've played it, and I've had campaigns with friends, with fellow creators, and yeah, like unfortunately it ended and we didn't continue, but it was fun. The deer behind you multiplied. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Don't lie to me. Don't freak me out. Ah, nice. Okay, guys, Dungeons or Dragons? Dungeons for sure. Dragons for sure. A family trip when I was little. Wait, did you see it? Wait, Avian, let me see. I got some on a trip to Nevada on a highway with my mother and saw Death himself, Jesus, and saw another car and there was no one behind the wheel. What? I'm sorry, I just read it and I was just like, my mouth just stretched on its own. I was like, behind the wheel. Except a hooded man with no face. Jesus Christ. Santa Maria. Okay, that is freaking scary. So it wasn't a deer, but it was something. I think this is like even more freaky. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for today. That is it. That's the case for today. I will be taking Monday and Tuesday off, so I'll see you guys on Wednesday, most likely, and it's gonna be the Patreon hangout. So it will be a stream on YouTube. It's gonna be a public stream, but at the same time, it's gonna be a hangout for Ruby and Diamond tier Patreon members. So if it might be Project Zomboid stream, or it might be like a podcasty stream, and we'll talk about something spooky, for sure. And then there's gonna be Wednesday. So that's, oh no, maybe not. Oh yeah, Wednesday. That's good. Yeah, Wednesday. So it's gonna be, I will be able to do, I think, 2 more streams before my trip. Unfortunately, because I'm flying on the 28th my time, so 27th, I guess 27th your time, and I'll be gone from the 28th to the 4th of January. So I'll be gone for a little trip, and then I'll come back. And if you don't hear from me, that means I perished at sea, or I perished in New York, and and that's it. And it's been good. And this is one of my last streams, so I'll see you guys next week for 2 more streams, and then Happy New Year, happy holidays, happy Christmas, and goodbye. It's been good. That's it. Thank you so much for listening today. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all the gifted memberships. I appreciate you guys. And thank you for all the messages in the chat and all the likes, all the views. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to be here and to, sit, get yourself make yourself comfortable and listen to. Thank you for listening to my my little story, my little podcast. So that's it. Thank you so much. Stay safe out there. Always lock your doors and windows. Bury your hexes. Until the next time. Bye. Any neat facts, Sona? Joshua, thank you so much for this super, because as a matter of fact, I do have a fun fact. In 2006, a woman farted on a plane and tried to cover up the smell by lighting matches, causing an emergency landing. Holy shit. Oh my god. What is going on? Jesus. Don't do that, because don't. Because you're not supposed to, and that's dangerous, and just don't. So that's, well, that didn't end well. I know, right? Oh dear god, why? That's it. Thank you. I'll see you guys next time. I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.